everyone, so today's video is going to be another woman to woman video because I'm going to try and do these on a weekly basis now because so many of you always ask me to, and if I have enough topics then I will definitely make them a weekly video, and I'm going to try and get them up every Friday. That's going to be kind of my Friday video, will be a woman to woman. So today's video is going to be about something that has been mentioned in previous videos, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about the concept of inner beauty. Now, a lot of comments on my previous video were saying that I never talk about inner beauty and that inner beauty is what matters more and that kind of thing. And I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit and my perception of it and that kind of thing, and how it kind of relates to the other topics. So the first thing that I think is really important to mention is that I definitely think that inner beauty is more important than your outer beauty, because outer beauty fades and outer beauty is not going to sustain a relationship. Outer beauty is just a little bit of an added extra. What's inside is what counts. But I started doing these videos because I felt like the only type of information that was out there regarding kind of like self-help videos and that kind of thing was information that to me was very it was kind of cliches, and it was things that I already knew and that I just felt like weren't really making that much sense to me, in the way of they just weren't making me feel like it wasn't making me think about anything. It was cliches, and I'm really not a fan of cliches. It's one of those things where I know that they're true, but I just really don't get on with it. I don't like the kind of whole cliche of, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I don't like that kind of thing. And I felt like when it came to kind of body image and beauty and that kind of thing, those were really the only types of advice that were out there. So I wanted to talk more about a kind of more realistic approach, which was why I kind of haven't mentioned inner beauty and embracing what you have and loving who you are and that kind of thing, because as much as it's 100% accurate, to me it was also very much something that was a bit of a cliche, because I thought that everybody knew it, and now I kind of realised that maybe it is something that I should talk about, and maybe it is something that not everyone's as aware of, and that it would kind of benefit people a lot if I spoke about it a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do in this video. And where do we begin when it comes to inner beauty? It's such an interesting, big, wide topic. But I feel like when it comes to what's inside, why are we judged more on the outside? And I think that kind of just boils down more than anything to first impressions. When you get a first impression of someone, you don't really know them as a person, so you're unable to kind of judge their inner beauty. So you judge the first thing that you see, because we are judgmental creatures. You judge the first thing that you notice, which is their outer casing, which is what they look like. And if you see someone who's very beautiful on the outside, you'll kind of think, oh, you'll think something positive of them. You'll think, oh, she was very pretty, or, you know, he was really attractive, because that's the first impression that you get. That's not to say that if you meet somebody who, you know, maybe isn't classically attractive, once you get to know them and they're a lovely person, none of that matters. I've got loads and loads of people that I can think of as examples off the top of my head that probably aren't your classic kind of definition of good looking, but their spirit and their soul and their personality makes them attractive, because at the end of the day that's what we respond more to versus just good looks, because good looks can only kind of get you to a certain point, in my opinion anyway. And I feel like we tend to just react to looks more because it's an instant reaction. It's an instant kind of first impression, it's an instant attraction, it's just an instant go-to feeling, versus feeling maybe slightly more a slightly more complex feeling, such as getting to know somebody and getting to know who they are as a person and what they are on the inside. It's harder to tell, it's harder to kind of get to know. So we go to the first kind of emotion that we've got, which is the outer bit, which I definitely think is kind of a mistake on our part, really, because it's not the best kind of assumption to make, but I think it's just a very natural assumption to make. And somebody who is very beautiful on the inside always is beautiful on the outside as well, to kind of the eye of the beholder, if that makes sense. And I think that when I was a child, my mum always used to read me a book, and it was two sisters, and one of them was very, very beautiful, and she was very, very kind also, and everybody loved her, and the other sister was very, very beautiful as well. Note that in this story, by the way, the kind one was a blonde, the dark one was a brunette. Why are the brunettes always being made to be the evil ones? I find that highly, I don't know, hair racism or something. I really don't like it when they do that in movies. It's like in the Great Oz the Great and Powerful. Why is Michelle Williams blonde? Because she's the goodie. Why are all the baddies brunettes? Because they're brunettes. It's just kind of like that weird Hollywood casting. Really strange. Anyway, went off topic. And yeah, the brunette one was very, very beautiful, but she was very unkind, and slowly it made her appear ugly because she wasn't a nice person. And as much as that kind of is like a story child cliche, it is true. It is so true. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world or the most beautiful man in the world, but if you're not a nice person, nobody is going to care, nobody's going to like you, and your success is going to be very short-lived. Another thing that I mentioned in the previous video, and that people kind of wanted me to address a little bit, was when I was talking about how certain people react better to people who are better looking, and I still stand by that, because I sort of said that, so sorry about that, my phone rang, and it was a kind of weird recorded message because our landline's not working at the moment for some bizarre reason. BT are trying to fix it, so I had all the calls reverted to my mobile, so I just picked up, and it was a recorded message asking for a Mr. Stefan, and could he please contact Mr. Khan in a matter of an emergency. I don't know a Mr. Stefan or a Mr. Khan, so I'm not sure what that was about. But yeah, where was I? Totally not with it anymore. Let's just kind of go from where I think I was. So it will definitely make you appear, I don't know, I just feel like we react better. It's like, it sounds like a very, very difficult thing to say, but for example, when a child is a really, really beautiful, cute child, I feel like the environment just kind of reacts better to it, and people react better to it. And I know that it might not be the case, but I just feel like it just makes life a little bit easier. But it's only because we have made society be like that. We've made society want to only react to the kind of beautiful and glamorous and lovely people, because we are a stupid, shallow, superficial society. Let's not sugarcoat it. But I definitely think that we tend to just kind of make life harder by doing so, because especially with young girls, it's so easy to just constantly focus on looks. And it's something that I wonder about when I have a child, and I'd spoken to my mother about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not planning on having a child anytime soon, and I'm not pregnant or anything, before anyone asks. But if you have a child, a daughter especially, who's very, very, very beautiful, how do you manage to not make them super obsessed about being beautiful? Because I just think I'm such a kind of lover of beautiful things. Like, I can watch a TV program, and honestly, like, I'll constantly be commenting on how beautiful another woman is. Not in a kind of weird, attracted sort of way. It's just, I like beautiful things. It attracts me. I like looking at them. I like talking about them. It's what I notice. So I'll always comment about it and sort of thing. And like, I do it to complete strangers. If I see someone in the street and I think they look really nice, I'll tell them, and they look at me like I'm insane, but I like it. So I sort of said, if you have a really, really beautiful child, how do you stop yourself from constantly telling them how beautiful they are? Because what ends up happening is you're making them so aware of their physical attributes, and then they don't really notice their inner beauty, because you're always going on about the outer beauty. And it is something that I kind of think about a lot. And one of the other comments said that I was a very superficial person, and my kind of reaction to that is kind of weird, because I feel like you're kind of superficial by default if you're making beauty videos, because you're talking about superficial things, i.e. hair and clothes and makeup and nail polish, and it's a superficial topic. So it is, you know, it is superficial, but I don't know how much of a problem that really is, because so what? Like, I don't think it's a big deal, and I don't think that it's something that we need to really worry about. And I don't think that I'm a shallow person or a superficial person. I just like that kind of thing, and I like loads of other, you know, really boring, really geeky, like news obsessed, I hate, you know, like all things that are wrong in the world kind of thing, and better the world and all that kind of thing. But just because you like beauty doesn't make you superficial, and it doesn't make you shallow. And I kind of found that quite hurtful on one of the woman to woman videos, because to me these are like the least superficial videos that I make, because they really help people. And you know, you might not see it in the comments, but I get inbox messages, I get emails from lovely women all over the world that say that, you know, these videos have really helped me. And actually I don't think that the beauty videos are superficial either, because I have had comments from women who, you know, have suffered from severe postnatal depression and said that they felt like these videos kind of brought them back to life and brought them back to themselves. To me, that's not superficial at all. To me, that's the most amazing, satisfying, fantastic thing that I could possibly ask for, and I'm so proud that I was able to do that. My phone is just severely distracting me. Instagram, I need to, like, I don't know, I have a phone addiction. To me that's like a really fantastic thing. And as much as people sort of like to focus on the outer beauty, I just want to kind of make it clear that everybody is beautiful in their own way, cliche alert. Everybody has inner beauty, cliche alert, second time round. And at the end of the day, don't ever feel like your outer casing is more important than what's inside, because the inside is the thing that counts, and the inside is the thing that matters more than anything. And if you try and be as nice as a person, then you're just going to be a much happier person. And sometimes, you know, we don't all succeed. I can be a little bit bitchier than I probably should be sometimes and things like that, but don't fall under the illusion that it is the be all and end all when it comes to looks, because it isn't. Who you are inside definitely matters more, and it's something that I feel like as a society we need to kind of embrace a little bit more and stop trying to make out like it's only important to be beautiful, because it's much more important what's on the inside. So this video was totally kind of random bits and bobs of irrelevant information probably, but yeah, if you want me to do these as kind of like a Friday fixture, then definitely let me know, and suggest topics. I've just thought of a good topic. I'm going to do one next week, I think, about mothers and daughters and body issues. I think that's a good, interesting topic. So if you've got any kind of input about that, then I'd love to know. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to go now, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and talk at you, and I'm sure you're probably bored and have switched off by this point. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye.